Hello, you are welcome to today's lesson. My name is Boniface Samson. Welcome to Day of Knowledge. And today we'll be discussing a wonderful topic and basic science, and that is animal. First, living things, parenthesis, animals. First of all, what is living thing? Living things are things that have life in them. We have characteristics of living things, and that is Mr. Niger plus duck. Mr. Niger plus duck. This is the characteristics of living things. Mr. Niger plus duck. Now all of them has their meaning. M is movement. Any living thing must move, can move. Anything that is called living thing has movement. 2. Reproduction. Nutrition for N. Nutrition. You know what is nutrition? Nutrition is feeding. That is feeding, how they eat. Living things must feed. We have I. Irritability. Irritability. What is irritability? How they respond to stimulus. That is, like if you pinch a living person, the person will feel the pain. That is irritability. We have G for growth. Living things must grow. If it's really a living thing. We have E, excretion. Excretion. What is excretion? Removing waste material or waste product. We have R, another R, called respiration. Respiration, that is breathing. Breathe in and out. We have another one called D, that is death. Oh, this one is terrible. Living things die. Living things die. They can die. We have A, adaptation. What is adaptation? That is adapting, that is being familiar with the environment. Like any living thing will associate with its environment. If the environment is too cold, they will try to adapt by covering themselves or bringing out anything so that they will survive. If it is too hot, they can put on something like pouring water to survive. That is adaptation. Adaptation. And we have the next one called competition. Competition. Living things compete to survive. Living things compete to survive. What do I mean by that? Like lion will compete with antelope to survive. Animals. We know that we have two types of living things. We have plants and animals. Today we are going to discuss animal. We are going to discuss animal. What is animal? An animal is a living thing that exhibits locomotive movement. An animal is a living thing that exhibits or that displays locomotive movement. What is locomotive movement? Moving from one place to another. From one place to another. Plants can't do that. But living things, animal can do that. They can move. Animals can move from one point to another place. That is animal. Now, there's one special character that differentiates animals with plants. That is the special characters of animals with plants. Number one is the movement. Movement. You know, all living things can move, but animal exhibit what is called locomotive. Locomotive movement. Another one that differentiates them is irritability. That is response to stimulus. Like if you pinch an animal, the animal responds fast to stimulus. If you pinch animal, it will pain them fast. But if you hit a plant, before a plant may notice it, it's slow. But animal responds fast. That's why if you flog a dog, the dog will shout immediately. If you touch your hand on a fire, you will scream immediately. But if you put something like grass to it, the grass will only respond slowly when it changes color. But animal responds quick. That is irritability. Irritability. Another thing is reproduction. Animals undergo sexual reproduction. What is sexual? The one that involves two parents. Two parents, that is male and female organ to reproduce. Not reproducing on its own. No. Animals can't do that. Animals will need father and mother to reproduce. Male and female to reproduce. Another one is nutrition. Nutrition. They undergo what is called heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition is a nutrition that depends on another thing for feeding. They depend on another thing for feeding. They can't produce their own food. Animal depends on plants for feeding, and other animals like lion cannot feed on its own. It can't manufacture its own. It will hunt antelopes to feed. Human beings will eat rice, will eat plants, will eat fish. We depend on other things for our food. We can't produce our own food. That is called heterotrophic nutrition. Reptiles. What are reptiles? Reptiles are, they call it cold-blooded animals. Reptiles, they have special characters. Like one is that they lay eggs. They don't give birth to their young ones alive. They lay eggs. They lay eggs. Number two, they have tail. Most reptiles have tails. Three, they have four arms. That's front arm, limb. They have limbs. Front limbs and hind limbs. Four limbs and hind limbs. Four limbs, that's the hand, and hind limbs. Some doesn't have at all, like snake. Snake doesn't have limb. Lizards have limbs, but remember they lay eggs. They have tails. They can be aquatic. They may not be aquatic. Like the crocodile can live in water, can survive in water, and on land. Lizard is on land. Snake can be on water, in water, and land. But another thing about them is feeding. They undergo what is called carnivorous feeding. What is carnivorous? They eat only flesh. Snakes eat something called, it can swallow eggs. Egg is flesh. That is something that can produce a flesh, like chicken. It also eats lizards. That is flesh. Now we have another classes called the fishes. The fishes, we call them pieces, but here it is called fishes. Fishes are aquatic animals. They have gills. They are aquatic, number one. They have gills and fin. Gills for breathing in water and fin for swimming, and with tails. They lay eggs. They can be carnivorous or herbivorous. They can be carnivorous or herbivorous. We have another one called birds. Birds. Birds are animals that have wings. They are animals that have wings. 2 legs, wings, 2 legs, and feathers. They lay eggs also. They lay eggs. They have claws. In that their legs they have claws. And the last one is mama. Mama are animals that have legs and hands, or 4 legs. But one thing about the mama is that they give birth to their younger ones alive. They don't lay eggs. They don't lay eggs. Some animals have tails, like monkey, lion, while some don't, like human being. Apes, chimpanzees, they don't have tails, but they give birth to their younger ones alive. They can be carnivorous. Human being is omnivorous. That is, we eat flesh and grass, fresh and plants. Now we'll be stopping here today. But remember, one thing about mama is that they have parental care than other classes of animals. Snakes, like reptiles, don't have parental care. Fishes don't have much parental care. Birds have, but not as much. But mammals have parental care. We'll be stopping here today. I believe you enjoyed this lesson. See you next time. If you have any question, you can post it until that website there, Den of Knowledge. See you next time.